Hello students, I am Dr. Vinod Shinde. In the previous lectures we have discussed about the fermentation, in that alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation, in which homolactic acid and heterolactic acid fermentation we have discussed. And now we will discuss about the mixed acid fermentation, which is the next point in the chapter. In E. coli, the most characteristic member of this group, glucose is converted into ethanol and acetate, and either formates of its derived products of carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Some glucose is also converted into lactate and succinate. Now, pyruvate converts into lactate, succinate, ethanol, acetate, and formate. All these are produced from pyruvate. Pyruvate is produced through EMP pathway, which is cleaved by pyruvate formate lyase. Glucose first converted into pyruvate by the formation of 2-ATP and 2-NADH, that is through EMP pathway. Then the pyruvate is cleaved by pyruvate formate lyase reaction, that is phosphoroclastic reaction, to yield formate and acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA usually reacts further with phosphate to form acetyl phosphate, and acetyl-CoA and acetyl phosphate are held in equilibrium by phosphate acetyl transferase. Acetyl phosphate can transfer its phosphate group to ADP to give it to ATP. Now acetyl-CoA, it gives you acetate and ethanol dependent upon the conditions that organism is present in. Now, the first step of acetyl formation is the breakdown of pyruvate to acetyl-CoA. The reaction requires pyruvate dehydrogenase, in which pyruvate is converted into acetyl-CoA. This acetyl-CoA is then converted into, without formate formation, it will be given as acetyl-CoA or acetyl phosphate, but with the formation of formate, it will be given as acetyl-CoA is converted into formate and then to carbon dioxide and hydrogen. And direct decarboxylation of acetyl-CoA gives you acetaldehyde and carbon dioxide. Now in this, acetate also is formed. The formation of alcohol, that is ethanol, is half of the acetyl-CoA is cleaved into acetate, while the other half is reduced to ethanol in two steps. In the first step, acetaldehyde is produced, while in the second step, acetaldehyde is reduced by NADH to produce initial oxidation, giving you ethanol. The formation of ethanol from acetaldehyde requires alcohol dehydrogenases. Now, acetyl-CoA gives you acetate and ethanol. This is the first reaction observed in this mixed acid fermentation or mixed acid producers. Now, if acetyl-CoA is produced, it will give you acetate and ethanol, and in some cases with the formation of formate, it will give you carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Pyruvate, again it goes to lactic acid formation, and pyruvate, when it goes to tricarboxylic acid, it gives you react with oxaloacetate and gives a succinate formation. The formate formation is observed in some enterobacteria, converts glucose into formate, which may accumulate, that is in the Shigella. The conversion of formate to carbon dioxide and hydrogen takes place under the acidic condition and is catalyzed by formic hydrogen lyase, which consists of two enzymes, formate dehydrogenases and membrane bound dehydrogenases. Formation of succinate is one of the kind in which some glucose is converted into succinate through by some enterobacteria from oxaloacetate and succinate formation. From the pyruvate can by a reverse TCA cycle. This is the reaction observed in the pyruvate synthesis. That is a succinate synthesis, in which oxaloacetate is first produced, then it is converted to malate, to fumarate, and to succinate, which is nothing but a reverse of TCA cycle. The malate goes to pyruvate, and pyruvate again gives to acetate. Now, the lactate formation in some sacrolactic clostridia possesses lactate dehydrogenases, which reduces pyruvate to lactic acid, giving you a lactic acid formation in the iron deficient condition. This is the mixed acid fermentation, in which we have acetic acid, formic acid, lactic acid, and succinic acid formation with alcohol formation as well. So this is the mixed acid fermentation observed. Now, in this reaction, we have observed TCA cycle, reverse of TCA cycle. Also, the observation is that ethanol production is there also, and acetic acid formation is also there, and formic acid formation is also there. So, this is the mixed acid fermentation. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the fermentation, that is butanediol production or dibutanol fermentation, and also the butyric acid fermentation. Thank you very much.